I've never done a swatch like this. I feel like all the way down my arm. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this Urban Decay Naked Honey eyeshadow palette and also showing you how to complete this eyeshadow look. So if you want to see how I did that, make sure you keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah. If you're new here, feel free to stick around and subscribe. I upload beauty videos every Monday and Friday. One of my friends let me borrow her new palette, so I'm really excited because I actually haven't even opened this. So this is kind of like an unboxing as well. I haven't even opened this. As I said, haven't planned my look. So I'm going to do swatches first with this. I actually have only seen one video, kind of like a review of this palette so far. I know it's very talked about. This is the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, the newest Urban Decay Naked palette. First of all, I love that it kind of has like a magnetic close. I think the Naked Heat palette has that as well. Also, it comes with a brush once again that I will try to use in this look. It is kind of like a blending brush, but it's almost like a shader brush a little bit as well. It's kind of like a little mix. And then this is a very small, precise shader brush. And then this is the palette. I believe it comes with 12 shades. So let's go ahead and go in with the swatches. Also, I already have my eyes primed. I feel like I always forget to say that. First of all, you have this shade right here, Flyby, which is kind of like, oh, that's very creamy and easy. Wow, that is beautiful. Okay, love that. Amber is a beautiful color. Wow, beautiful. That blended a little bit better than Swarm, it looks like. Swarm is still, you know, a pretty shade, but Keeper blended it beautifully, especially for a matte. So I just swatched these really quick. I've never done a swatch like this. I feel like all the way down my arm, but these are the shades in color. I mean, wow. These are the shades in order, obviously, you know, from this palette, so that way you can see what they actually look like on the arm instead of just looking what they look like in the palette. Maybe this helps to kind of see what they look like. Very, very, very pretty. They swatch beautifully. I'm very impressed with that first, like that light white, shimmery color. That was not what I was expecting, and I think that that's really beautiful. So now I'm going to go in with the look, and I'm going to try to use the brush that comes with that palette as well to kind of give more of a full review. As I said, I hadn't planned this look because I didn't even open this palette until right now. So like, give me a second, let me figure out what I want to do. I kind of want to use the shade Honey, even though I don't really feel like that would look the best with this shirt, but it's just such a unique eyeshadow. So first I'm going to take the brush that comes with the palette and go in with Swarm, which is like the third shade in. This is a little chalky, but I feel like that is a little bit common with at least the Urban Decay eyeshadows that I've used. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a bad pigment. You just might have to like be careful for fallout so you don't make a mess. And I'm actually just going to use the mirror that comes with this because it's easier for me to see that way. Let me get a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing though. That'd be great. But yeah, as I said, I just want to let you know it is a little bit chalky, but still very, very pretty. And I'm going obviously not all the way up to my brow bone, but pretty close because I actually want to go in with Keeper below that just to kind of use more eyeshadows, give kind of a fuller review so it can have also more of a fading gradient look. That blended pretty good. It looks like there is I don't know. It blended really, really well, but it might be like a little bit, you know, like this is a little bit more intense, but also that might just be my problem. That might just be user error. Once again, I need to get my eyebrows waxed, but I mean, would it be a tutorial if I didn't mention that I need my eyebrows waxed? Because I feel like I do that in almost every single one. Next, I'm going to go in a little bit more precisely, and I'm going to use my E34 brush for that and go in with Keeper a little bit below it to kind of, as I was saying, to kind of give that gradient look. But obviously, since, you know, it's from the same palette and that kind of thing, it really does go well together, you know, which I know makes sense. That is kind of a plus. Also, if this does look a little bit patchy, I am going to go in with a blending brush and just kind of blend this all together as well. Go in with a little bit more of the shade Swarm. Now I'm going to go in with my Sigma E47 brush. I kind of didn't use this for the longest time and I forgot how great it was. I'm going to use the shade Drip right here and create kind of an outer V. Hive would also be a really good color for this as well, but since Hive is closer to the shade Keeper, it would obviously not be as drastic of a change. Not that this is drastic, but it just wouldn't, you know, be as dramatic. Okay, this is blending beautifully. I feel like sometimes it's harder for matte shades to blend, but this is blending really, really, really well. I'm going to use the E45 to kind of blend that a little bit more. This is more of a precise blending brush. For whatever reason, I guess because like right and right, it's harder for me to get, I feel like, my left eye to look as good as my right eye a lot of the times whenever I'm doing my eyeshadow. This is the E40. I'm gonna try to blend a little bit with this. I literally just brought in like most of my eyeshadow brushes because, as I mentioned, I didn't really have a plan on a look that I wanted to do. My left eye is not going to want to cooperate as much, but oh well. I guess that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take the shade Amber, which is this really beautiful kind of shimmery eyeshadow, and I'm just going to use my ring finger and apply that all over my lid, but avoiding like my very inner corner. I feel like this isn't your typical bronze shimmery eyeshadow. It's a little bit more unique. Very pretty. I like it. Also, I will blend that all together because I know that there's like a little bit where there's no eyeshadow. Don't mind me, I just got a little bit of sting in my pinky nail. Oops. I know I'm using a lot of brushes for this look, but here we are with another eyeshadow brush. This is the Sigma E56, and I'm going to use that to apply it on my inner corner, and I'm going to specifically apply the shade Honey, which is very unique shade. I don't have anything like this, and definitely different than my usual eyeshadow look. So I thought I would do a little something a little different. If you weren't wanting to be, you know, unique and try something different, the shade Flyby I feel like would be a really lovely, like I guess more typical inner corner shade. Now let me kind of blend everything together with that Sigma E40. If you were a little bit of a deeper skin tone, I feel like Sweet would be a good eyebrow, like under eyebrow highlight color, but I don't know totally how that would look on me, so I'm just going to play it safe and go in with Flyby after I finish blending and use that to highlight my brow bone. I know, we're using another eyeshadow brush, but you know, it is what it is. This is the Sigma E52. I forgot to use the other end of this brush and I really should have done that, but this is like a smaller shader brush, but it would still be a good shade probably to use for your all over lid. I don't know if I would use this for my inner corner because it is maybe a little bit too big for that, but I think that would be a good, you know, shader brush for your lid as well. This is the finished eyeshadow look. Let me go and do the rest of my makeup, put on mascara, put on my lipstick, and I'll be right back with my final thoughts. It's amazing the difference that mascara can make, but let me give you my overall thoughts of my first impression of this. First impression is that this is a beautiful palette. I specifically want to note that I was very pleasantly surprised with how beautifully the matte specifically blended, because I have noticed in the past with some Urban Decay eyeshadows, when, and I'm not trying to throw any shade, this is just my thoughts, because y'all should know that Urban Decay is one of my favorite makeup brands, so I'm not trying to throw any shade. But in the past, I feel like the mattes on Urban Decay eyeshadows are a little bit harder to blend. They're a little, yeah, they're like, might be like chalky or patchy and just not blend as beautifully. But these specifically, I thought blended great. And obviously the shimmers are beautiful, and I love this very unique shade right here, Honey. This is kind of obviously, you know, a neutral palette, but kind of like with a twist. It's not as, you know, standard as one of the first couple Naked palettes. So yeah, my first impression is that this is beautiful, and those, especially those matte shades, I was very pleasantly surprised with. What did you think of it? Did you like it? If you did, give it a thumbs up. I know that that's something that a lot of you guys might not think of. I know I don't think of it a lot of the times, but giving it my video a thumbs up if you did like it. Obviously, it does really help me with the YouTube algorithm, so I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Also, once again, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.